just wait a few minutes for this stream to stabilize and we will be starting shortly. What's up?
Little
stacker. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You too. What's up, everyone? Hey! Lock force, assemble. Absolutely. Ooh, I'll be glad when it cools off. It's been ridiculous. It's ridiculous this weekend. Ridiculous. My tripod for my main camera is ridiculous actually right now. I may have to do some a little bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. We're almost there, y'all. Oh my God, on time. What's up? Happy Saturday morning, live 29. What is going on, everybody? I think we're in frame. We forgot one thing, though. Hold on. One thing I forgot. Okay. Okay. Did I run the batteries down? Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Lock force, assemble. I think we want number 2, right? 2! There we go. That's what I'm talking about. How is everybody doing this fine Saturday morning or evening, depending on where you are located? I know about half of you are evening, so I hope y'all have had a good Saturday. And it is balmy out here. We did not get any trouble out of the hurricane that's over there on the coast, but yeah, Bahamas and all that got hit pretty hard. And North Carolina, I know that's lock-picking patrolman's area, but I don't think he's on the coastal side, so I don't think he's going to get much. Probably just after effects, people evacuating, gas shortages. One of the worst things. Fuel, petrol shortages. All right, let me get on the comments here. My camera is, like I said, my tripod's being kind of quirky. Let me go over here, or bring this over here, and zoom in to that setting right there. I don't like being so far away from the camera, which is really weird sounding, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. There we go. Ooh, my bit barrel section's empty over here, isn't it? That's kind of bad. I do have a list of crap that I gotta order. I forgot to order Friday. Shoot. Let me find myself here real quick, and then I'm going to go over comments. I know Rune was first in, as always. Now, how come it's not showing up? Come on now. Be for reals here. Work with me. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to get the comments up on that bad boy, because kind of most of this broadcast is going to be going over to the table out there and checking out something that I've had sitting. Oh, no double feedback. Sitting in a box that somebody mailed us, and it needs Mount St. Brassmore. Since I just saw a comment about that, we'll bring up never forget Mount St. Brassmore. Or yeah, was that it? I can't even remember now. I can't even remember what that was it. I think that was it. Whoever remembers the original name for Mount St. Brassmore, let me know in the comments. ADD Hobbyist was here. He only stopped in for a minute to say hi. Morning, Night Owl. Start the party. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Going way back on comments here. Second day, Mr. Ass. You are on time. Sometimes you are not. Non-smoker. Hey, did you get done with your, what was I trying to say? Oh, shoot. Yeah, there's something I'm forgetting. Oh, crap. Hold on. I had a Coke in the freezer to cool, and my reminder was when the broadcast started. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm sitting here like, what? Something's wrong. Anyway, yeah, save the Coke from exploding. Where was I? Mr. RS. Non-smoker has begun. Congratulations. Yeah, I got a small tray here too. It catches about 40%. That's a decent estimate. About 40% is how much it actually catches. Let's see, where are we? Okay, James, thank you. I'm assuming you're talking about this YouTube channel, but there are a lot of other guys in this feed that do have their own YouTube channels. Make sure and check out, randomly click on people's names if you do not know, especially like Night Owl and Rune. Have you uploaded lately? I haven't seen you upload in a while, but you know how notifications work on YouTube. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. I swear I'm notified on several people, and it still doesn't send me the things. And I keep getting a message saying YouTube messages are going away September 19th. For all intents and purposes, they went away for me like back in the spring. I don't get that. Maybe there was some kind of message thing that I missed, but I remember distinctly them saying, your messages are no more messages. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows anything about that. I haven't had messaging capability through YouTube in a while. Alright, let's see. Lock force, yes. 28 minutes. Yeah, I was filming. I'm actually going to be filming a video. We're going to be working on some antique locks up here, so I'm actually going to be doing part of that video for that video. Doing part of this live for that video, or vice versa. I kind of started that video first, so technically this live will be part of that video. Whatever. Do you tweak hinges as part of your regular door maintenance jobs? Yes. I hate doing it, and I just had to shim door hinge yesterday. Top hinge was so screwy, and I shimmed it and it knocked it down. I don't take them off. I'll take them down. I'll like pull, like leave, you know, center hinge, do top, bottom, and then like re-support as I'm working. But I do not get along with doors personally. But yes, I do sometimes try. Commercial doors, yeah, I'll use the hinge tweaker. Some people hate that, but it works. I mean, if it works, it works. So yes, the commercial 4.5 by 4.5, the black one. I don't know what color they are now. I don't know if they kept the same color scheme, but mine's like 5 years old. 75 years old. I mean, it's still holding up pretty well. And longer screws, I mean, that's always a help too, because they always have little bitty tiny screws on them. What's up, Dark Arts? I hope you're still here. I know you. Oh, he's drugged up. Cooties! Wait, lock force. I didn't mean to put cooties for Dark Arts because he's sick. I don't want to catch a cold. I hate it. Let's see. Are doing it just about on every door, leaving the cylinders. I mean, I do complete door maintenance for read and access locks, continuing on about the doors. I do that for like my regular customers simply so I don't have to go back to them within a reasonable amount of time, especially like restaurants where it's gooey. Question: how does a locksmith give a compliment to who? I don't think many can. Hey, James Randolph, what's up? Hey, Lee, what's going on? Who does a locksmith call when they lock themselves out of their vehicle? I've had to get into my vehicle. Actually, it was my lid. I used to have a pickup truck with one of those angled lids on it, and you had to. It was like classroom function, but a wafer lock. And but luckily, I found a piece of wire or something, what it was, on the ground, and picked the lock to get back in my lid. Oh gosh, he's busting out with some lame jokes. He's drugged up. I understand now. I get it. That's right. He's drugged. Everybody, don't listen to Dark Arts right now. He's gonna crack lame jokes. Looks like. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Y'all are crazy. Yeah, I answered that. Okay, I was ahead of my messages, but Dal just asked if I've ever locked myself out. Yep, answered that question before I even saw it. Yes! But yes, I do carry 2 sets of keys. Fred, morning, and he said, mindful, yeah, I have 2 exact same keyrings. I've been thinking about doing a keyring video, but actually not obviously with my own keys, but like doing a mimic of my keys, just to show, because I do have an interesting setup of keys and how I use them to keep myself from being locked out. We can call ourselves locksmiths in your state, and okay, some states are like that. Some do, some don't. Lee E was talking about working on people's locks. Some do, some don't. Ours does not. Hey, Wes, what's up? I didn't see you. Okay, there you are. Hey, Wes, what's up? Good morning. Hey, Tennessee Lockpicking, what's going on? trying to read through these comments as quick as possible. You guys are nailing down on them. I hate to have to scan through comments, but I should have. I'm running out of time. Okay. So there we are. We're live now. Andy. Okay, good morning. And yeah, let's get started. Peter Fox, good morning. Billy Bob, Pete Woodfine, Matt, Ian, and Shane, Mad Hatter. I'm just scrolling through. Everybody saying, hey, what's up? And I'm all the way to the bottom. CH701. CH751, yeah. I got one. I've got one in my, oh yeah, the message thing. I don't know. I just didn't understand that. The messaging went away from me. I would distinctly remember the notification saying, you're about to lose it. And it was kind of useful. But, yeah. Keyburr Peaks. Thank you, Night Owl. Keyburr Peaks. That's right. We had to have Burr in there. Keyburr Peaks. That was hey, Bill Bacardi, are you in here? Yep, I saw you. Okay. Brian, Mount Brassmore. Yeah, I didn't want to waste this coat. Let me hold this away from you. Y'all make keys? Hey, Jeff Moss. No, we just collect them. As I take the key from the person and go hang it on the wall and go sit in the back room. Ooh, I got the Be Right Back sign up on my window. That's not good. I'll have to go fix that. Actually, I'm double dipping here. Everybody's going to be like, holy shit. Hot stuff doesn't like quench my thirst, you know, like when you're thirsty and you have coffee, but it's like it doesn't really solve that. Coke. Anyway, going back to the Hinge Doctor, or the standard black, green, yeah, green, blue, and HA4 close fit. I haven't really looked at them lately because mine's lasted so long. Mine was even before they put the little knockout for a wrench in it. All right, Lee E, you have a good day. Gotta go work. That's what I'm doing kind of right now. We're gonna put the Coke in the coffee. No, I've tried it. Trust me, it wasn't that good. Wasn't that good. Coke and coffee is not good. Okay, ADD sneaking in while working. Everybody, don't tell on him for sure. Keep it quiet. We're gonna go ahead and get started on. This is where I need that what Jason talked about on Twitter. That's what I need to do a what Jason talked about on Twitter this week, because a few of these items are what I've talked about on Twitter, and some of you don't use Twitter, so but they are pertaining, and I didn't really talk about them. I just showed pictures of them, so we're going to talk about them. What Jason showed on Twitter. No, that's the wrong picture. What are you doing? Is that, there we go. Zoom that out real big. So this is the incense. It's not incense. Encode, whatever. A Wi-Fi connected deal. And I find this absolutely hilarious that they would make something that would require a shim. Literally, it looks like using the body of a deadbolt. I didn't take a picture of actually behind that. However, like I mentioned on Twitter, thank God, and you actually can notice, shit, the picture's too big. You can notice that there are still those stupid torque screws around it, but they just replaced the inside with the body of a deadbolt. But it's hilarious that they didn't even get their machining down enough to not have to need that extra little shim. So watch out for those when you're rekeying. And now you know when you do have to go rekey one of those that it's fairly easy to take apart compared to all those torque screws. The older models had it enclosed. Not the deadbolt models. I'm thinking of the I think they had it. Yeah, it was enclosed. Oh, God, I hate it. I hate those. Still have to deal with them all the time. But anyway, we're thinking about adding on one of these fancy things to that. So I might actually be able to soon do a video on maybe switching out the cylinder, seeing what other cylinders will fit on those. I think we need to know for dang sure what all kinds of cylinders would work with that, because those Schlage latches have the funny rotation, of course, you would take the tailpiece off that and try to use it in your ASA or Medico or whatever cylinder. But it's a standard, what they call the Schlage key and knob format, key and deadbolt cylinder. It's a key and knob cylinder with a lazy motion tailpiece. And so the back of that tailpiece is cut a certain way. The ones out of the box may not make the deadbolt throw. I'm sure some of you, what have I switched out? Have I ever switched out a cylinder in a B? Has anybody ever switched out a cylinder in a B60? The Schlage end code, that's it. So yeah, but the cylinder obviously drop in there, but it's just the rotation of the thing with the deadbolt latch may be the issue. So sometimes you got to fiddle around with them. But it is good to know that they don't know how to measure. That's all I can say about that. They don't know how to measure. So there we have a. This is kind of interesting. I like looking in this one right here. There we have but there's a delay. Defiant, yay, older Defiant though, and who can guess why it is so bad? I mean, it's a pretty easy guess, but yes, normal. You know, it is crappy metal. But the main reason is when you have that issue and it has full access to water, as well as an ice pick. So that door probably could have been ice picked fairly easy. There's one picture that I did post. Oh yeah, this one. So this kind of actually relates side by side. Now this is a wood door. Was the other one a wood door? I think the other one's a wood door too. So for those of you who don't know, I don't know why I just started talking like that. You can take a ice pick or a screwdriver and reach in that top and just flip the bolt. Which I did do yesterday, actually, morning, to get into a stupid quickset deadbolt that kept dropping into a false set. And when it's 118,000 degrees and the sun's beating down on you and you up in the hood and you got a pistol on your hip and having to watch over your shoulder, in a sketch area, you do what it takes after it doesn't pick to do what needs to be done. And luckily, they didn't put the security shield on it. And of course, that deadbolt had a fixed kind of security ring, but the quickset has a removable. However, and it's interesting too. This was very interesting about that, and I'll go ahead and show that picture right there. Oh, hide. That's my screwed picture. Told you what I talked about, screwed. So the interesting thing about that job, aside from the deadly weapon door, is somebody I had gone out and rekeyed it for the owner of the thing, and somebody came along behind us, drilled out the lock, put a new one on because all the drilled remnants were right inside the door once we got in. But luckily, when they put the new lock on, it did not have the security. They didn't put the two-part. It was a quickset deadbolt, so they didn't put the two-part security ring on there. And it was on that metal. You can barely see it. I didn't get pictures of that wonderful job they did with the wrap plate, but on a metal wrap plate. So no security ring, a 2 1/8 inch hole. No reason not to put it on there because there was no wood behind it anyway. So of course, without a security ring, what can you do? You just push down on the deadbolt and it exposes the top, and you reach in and flip it and walk right in. That was a lot easier to do than sitting there screwing around trying to pick it. One thing that is not on my Twitter feed but came up as a conversation between somebody in LPL on Twitter. Morning Bird, who Bird 78. Okay, hey, thanks for linking that. Schlage product manual, Night Owl. Brass cylinders. Yeah, it was a brass cylinder. It's still just a rotation. I think you just take the tailpiece, as I recall. I think I've done it on a couple of ASA. I don't know why, but just put a GMS KW1 in a B60. Okay, there you go. Just use the same tailpiece probably. Pepsi. I am so totally against Pepsi. This live is definitely not ever going to be sponsored by Pepsi. Coke all the way for me. Pepsi just has a terrible, terrible taste. So even though it's not sponsored, this live is definitely sponsored by Coke. Drink Coke. The retainer is usually only... Yeah. That's the screw part is different too. Alex, what's up? Yeah, never use the short screws. That's right. Thanks for pointing that out, Ren. Never use the short screws for tab. Oh, my mom made me drink tab when I was young because that was her favorite thing. Hoo-hoo! Stuff like that you forget about. Just like Kim and I were talking last night over the dinner table. TV guide, paper TV guides. Remember when they used to, if you remember when they used to mail you the actual TV guides and you had to flip through the paper to find your night? That was awesome. Tab and RC. Yeah, so where were we? Oh, we got to get... on the food topic, beaver nuggets. This is apparently a southern thing. Like, I'm southern, but this is even more southern than my southern. Down on the coast, there's this place called Buc-ee's. By the way, my hurricane thing, bad for Bahamas in the East Coast. But yeah, my oldest brought these back from her trip during the hurricane. She said it was busy, but they had perfect weather because it stalled over Bahamas for so long. But beaver nuggets, this is a new one for me. It actually tastes like candied popcorn, but without the popcorn flavor. And it was like just a solid, crunchy, kind of a sweet, almost like a corn, but not popcorny. If you get it, didn't leave that popcorny, stuff in your mouth. So that's pretty interesting. And off the topic of food, we have one other thing in here. Do we have one? Oh yeah, what LP&L was? LPL. Sounds like a power company. What LP&L talked about the other day. And this caught my eye because, obviously, smart lock, rim lock, smart lock, rim lock, smart lock, rim lock, smart lock, rim lock. Hey, right there, Samsung. I like Samsung as a product. I don't know about a door lock. I know that was the old Arrow, right? Samsung bought out the Arrow line, or vice versa. But yeah, rim locks, that's unique. They also, when I was looking at that, they also have the bolt kind, but that's actually a jimmy-proof rim lock. So I'm impressed. There may be others out there. If you know of any others, Night Owl, go ahead and post it. Are there any decent electronic locks? This is the biggest thing, y'all. This is becoming so common, like that Schlage thing that somebody bought them, online. Number one, we can't really turn a profit on these stupid electronic locks. Number two, how do you stock so many choices if you're a small business or not a huge company that sells mostly door locks? Because, again, you have to split up your inventory correctly. You can't carry every freaking model of lock, and with the Amazon and all that nowadays, it's getting to the point where you just say, if you want a silly, stupid smart lock, you pick it out, call me to come put it in if you're not comfortable putting it in. However, they're making some of these. Now, this would probably require, this really wouldn't probably be a DIY thing. But that's interesting. If anybody's ever actually put their hands on one of these, let me know. Yeah, well, the Arrow electronic line, okay. Raymond says, corn nuts and cheese curds had a baby. That was pretty good. Dr. Pepper. I do like Dr. Pepper. I don't know if the TV guy's still around. Hey, Lockpicking Patrolman, are you holding on? Getting blown sideways? Weather's good. Okay. Yeah, I knew you were further in, so that's good. And also owns Arrow and Yale. Yep. How do you pin locks in the back of your truck when it rains? James asked how I pin locks because I stand outside. I use my small kit that I've done in a few videos with the green bag. My green bag kit. I will take it inside if it's raining. If I'm working on the truck and like I've got them out and I'm trying to beat the rain and I don't, then I can prop an umbrella up right above my two A-frame doors, long enough for me to either shove it in, so I keep an umbrella right there. If it rains, I'll just put it up over me, and it diverts the rain totally away from me, and it stays propped up because the A of my doors, when I'm standing there, like resting on my back, it's like a little thing. I'm gonna give me a little hat attachment for it one day. So that's in case I get caught, get caught with my pants down. Or any worth buying. The Schlage stuff, I don't know about that one that I showed because that's Wi-Fi. And I get email, inquiries about putting them on for their Airbnb, mostly because there's so many Airbnbs. The Yale now, I have put in the Yale, many of the Yale, both levers and deadbolts. And my opinion on them was fairly good. I did not ever do the programming part because I've got an alarm installer who is totally not comfortable touching doors functionally like that. So he always uses me to install when he needs to put a smart lock in. And they've installed fairly well. It's kind of tricky. Some of the rubber seals, like I don't really like how they did the rubber seals because it's a separate piece. And when you're putting it on the door, it's hard to get it all correct, I guess you should say. But functionally, they are kind of shitty latches, though, now that I think about it. You just have to it's hard to say. I always said the Schlage deadbolt latch, you got to give it out to Schlage, aside from anything, is the deadbolt latch. It's really still best design on the market, even for we've got a skater. Dang it. Yeah, you always give up security for convenience. I mean, all the commercial stuff is fine, but what would be electric lock for college residences? Well, that would have to be through the college. I don't know if you could put it on yourself, but if you were gonna do that and you had a regular deadbolt, you could always get one of those. Now, I have had people rave about the August, whichever one it is that's not a lock, that's just a mechanism that you switch out the interior. Those, while what's his name on Reddit, Chinsky will bury you if you mention those. They are perfectly fine in my opinion, as long as you make sure and keep your backup key with you. I've got several disabled customers that use them to be able to unlock their door when they're coming up, like the ramp when they're at their house, and they have been able to put it in themselves. So literally, it's just a mechanism, and I think it's the August that it's ugly, but it just snaps on where your thumb turn is on the inside. So that's good, because you can both upgrade the Schlage lock, or you could have a good, any kind of lock, presumably, because it uses adapters. So that's a good option. But I mean, it's like I tell people every day, I've got to get a quote ready for somebody. Then they want a quote on both old school and new school. And I'm like, ooh, okay, so that's just like double the quote work. Dormitory needs to replace over 200 locks to card type. The T lockdown, maybe that's gonna be expensive. I'm still a Trilogy guy. I mean, they've been around for so long, and they've done a lot of new advancements. I've got that lockdown that Trilogy actually sent me, my sales rep. I was supposed to be doing a video series on it, but I mean, these Trilogies are some hosses. Except in a dormitory with 200, it's a lot of batteries to have to maintain. 200 times, that's 1,000 batteries. Yes, we need 1,000 battery change, please. The E-plexes, I don't really put in too much of the E-plexes. So, I mean, they're good locks. The only thing about it, I do have one that I have to fight all the time, for a corporate place has it on their office. And it's just a pain in the butt. Hey, Decline. Hey, Funky Monkey, what's up? It is late over there for you. military poncho. That's a good idea. So let's go ahead and jump on over to. We are done with that. This is Kim. There's Kim. Hey Kim, she's not here, but Kim. This is a screenshot of Kim saying, "Hey y'all, what's up?" No, so that's a screenshot out of the upcoming video we got working. That's being a pain in the A. 2 videos actually, but guess what? We're about to have Lube Off 2. Lube Off Part 2. Stay tuned for that. It's coming up hopefully at the end of the week. And let's go ahead and jump on over to the workbench, or the table out there. Frank is not here. We are going to do a quick locks we've lost this week. It's 11:30. I'm going to grab my doodad over here, and let's go take a look at both the locks that we have lost this week and the locks that we are not going to lose this week. We are not going to lose these locks this week. We don't need that video nonsense going on to bog us down. Oh, but I am going to mute. Hold on just a sec. Hey, okay, we're back. We're back. And let me traverse this deadly. Oh wait, did I bring everything I needed? Nope. I didn't bring the comment section. Alright, stream audio good. Thank you for that heads up, Wes. Let's put this right there, and we are going to take apart a couple of these on camera and do a little bit of a video. Do a little bit of a video. So just ignore any other cameras that might be in view. Oh damn! I forgot to put the Be Right Back sign on. There's a skate tournament going on, y'all, right down the hill. That way we've already got beer tents up, so I might have me a beer after my coffee and Coke. I don't know if the beer tent's serving. Alright guys, we're going to take a look at these mortise locks. We have 6 right-handed and 6 left-handed, and I believe they are all going to be the deadbolt style, but obviously we've got a live running here as well, so in the live we're going to show it. 5,300,000 layers of paint that we're going to be dealing with these fellas, and the profile of the key. Let me make sure that we're up in camera. So the biggest deal that you have with these antique guys, aside from that, is the hub. Is the biggest problem, and Night Owl works with these a lot too, so he is definitely familiar with this. These are single lever, almost always single lever door locks, and unfortunately we had a casualty during shipping because the customer sent these in. These are beautiful. Which camera do I use? I don't know. These are beautiful knobs. I love these knobs for sure. Compared to the other ones, I've still got a bunch of the conical shape up there, but we do have a little bit of paint going on some of them, and actually I think Wes was here when I first unboxed these. Oh shoot! Look at this. How did, so is this, what happened there? Okay, we need to go through some of these. But with antique locks, most of the time this is what you're dealing with. So you're going to have, let's go ahead and see this left-handed guy. Let's go find our casualty, because what I'm going to do for this is actually scoot this back a little bit. So I'm going to raise my voice just a little bit. Air conditioner. It's getting, once we get past this heat spell, y'all, and we start getting cooler, we won't have that irritating noise in the background. So I went to the dollar store and had metal pans for $1. So what I'm going to do, and I can't do all of them, but what I'll do is I'll separate out each one, because each one's going to need scraping and soaking and blah, blah, you know, blah, 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 checking up on. And I don't necessarily think that I'm going to need to keep, because there's supposed to be 6, what was this? Is this a left or right? Okay. We'll take this one out here. Is this the, no, that's another left. The only thing I'm concerned about is if I run up on one that is different. They all look the same, though. However, jeez. Jeez. This is the one thing that gets you, is the warding. If we take a close look, we have ward on the right-hand side of the key, and on this one, the left-hand side of the key. And they are exactly the same height from each other. So, like, while I have seen some of these keys that you can have a groove down both sides, it makes the blade of the key considerably weaker. However, likely we can get one of just the thinner keys, because most of the time those thinner, like the 49B, I didn't bring one with me, but the 49B will typically go past it, sometimes with a little sanding on the edge. But as long as they're all identical, I was just going to mark like left, right, but we know that there's 6 of each, so there's probably no real reason to do that. And the only other thing that I always warn people about on antique glass knobs like that is to make sure you got to hold this still and then twist your glass knob. If it's really loose, it's dangerous. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Get caught up on the comments in case somebody's telling me something important. Yeah, I know. I had to clean this table off. It's amazing, isn't it? It's like Kim was... Oh, wow. So I got these American 13.5, the date code 10. They've been using those security wafers for padlocks for a while now. 20 of them for $20. Dang. That's a good score, ass. So much lead paint. Yes, that's another thing I will be using. I've been looking for a good respirator. Somebody told me that just the paper cheapy, you know, whatever dust masks just really aren't good. And since I'm going to be scraping probably several layers of lead paint, I was actually going to try to find a decent respirator type mask, both for dramatic effect and videos. Am I videoing? But in for the dramatic effect, and I want to paint it and, you know, do interesting things to it. Hey, Purple Skull, what's up? My active camera is near the brownie pans. Oh yeah, this bench is gonna be toast. Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
You keep doing what you're doing. I gotta find out.
Oh no, you're fine. What's up?
I gotta find out what I'm supposed to get. There's
Okay.
a key. Let me just find out real quick.
Oops, sorry about that. Oh no, I lost my. Dad blast it! I lost my comments. So I noticed you said something about the aluminum pans. What's going on? What's going on with the aluminum pans? Something I can't. It looks okay in the thing. Was it the noise? Sorry. Hey, Storylock, what's up? I saw everybody saying hey, hey. We got my box of ammo. I wish people would come get those. Stop it, Pete. Stop encouraging bad behavior. I don't know why leaving comments would be bad behavior, but okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and unscrew one of these and take a look inside to see how bad our paint issue is. Yeah, that's a nice black rifle, but I'm sure it's not politically correct. I get some really good magazines. Hey.
Jason.
How are you?
How are you, buddy?
Good. Attempt number 3. What we're doing. Let's take apart one of these real quick. Take a look at them. And yes, we are filming. So, I'm going to have to do this 12 times, and y'all will probably see the video. So, bear with me for a minute. I have no idea how I'm going to edit this or do it, but whatever. Ooh, so, springy. So the biggest deal really, God, these are awfully clean. To be so ugly on the outside, these are awfully clean inside. So that makes my job a lot easier. You know, the only difference in all of these locks, they're all the same. They all just use one lever. The only difference that I've ever noticed, and Night Owl will probably agree with me on this, is how they do their silly spring. Sometimes they're over here, sometimes they're over here, sometimes they're... This one's actually fairly interesting. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like that, or haven't seen one lately anyway. Yeah, the other thing that'll happen with these is it will, aside from just this cracking, this will, you know, tear up, but most likely the biggest thing that happens is the spring blows up. This is common, very common style. So it looks like all we have to do on most of these is probably going to be like take out the bolt, which when it's painted up like that can be very interesting, and clean up the bolt. But all that's going to need is a light spray. So that's what I have all these pans for, so that I can keep each one separately, strip them down, and hopefully they're all the same. Let's check this one out real quick. See if it's the same way. And then it's just a matter of making keys for them and then repackaging. Yeah, same thing. I always comfort people with these locks by saying, you do know there's probably spiders in your lock, right? You do know that, right? So, really all I've got here is just assessing, scraping off that front layer. So what do y'all think I should use for that? My dashing good luck, so we'll just make it dissolve. No, I'm just joking. And package them back up because we do have a casualty. We're going to look at the casualty before we move back over to our main cam. The casualty. Now these were all mailed just like this in one big box. So that's not good. That wasn't the best way to do that. So what I'm going to do, there's no real reason to have these with that with the mortise lock. The knobs need to all be packed individually in paper because they're all the same. There's no difference in any of the knobs. You can take one set of knobs and use other places. However, there are two different knobs. Not all of them have the pretty knobs, and this is what I was talking about a minute ago. Two of them looks like two of them have the what I call the conical shape, which you see predominantly here in the South, especially when you have these older homes. But yeah, we got two of those, but all the other ones, it's just a shame. It makes me want to cry. So, like I was saying, if you have a knob like this, that when you're holding it by the brass part and you can turn it in any way, that is coming to the point where it can get dangerous. And I've had a customer, I actually have a name for it. I'm not gonna say the name because it's kind of a local thing, but I call it the so-and-so effect. Using that person's name, and I don't laugh because it was terrible when it happened. I was on site right afterward, and the person twisted the knob, and here we have Yazoo clay. I've mentioned this before, and doors shift really bad, so that the latch was hanging on the strike, and hers was already loose, and went and twisted, and when it broke, it was one of those. There were little shards of glass still attached, poking up, and it sliced across her hand, sliced across her hand. 3 surgeries, nerve damage, out of work for 3 months. So always use caution when dealing with things like that. Don't ever try to force it. Other than that, they all look identical, except for the left, right, left, right. So that's it. I'm gonna get it. I went ahead and warned them about that. There's the rest of the glass shards in there. So we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of this taken apart. In the meantime, I'm gonna go back to the workbench for this video, live video, whatever, and this will be a sped up, one of those cool Jason speed up things. Oh, the locks that we've lost this week. Wait. Not quite done, y'all. Not quite. Everybody's like, what? The locks that we've lost this week. Let's take a look at those real quick, and then we'll bounce back to the bench. Hey, Glenn. Good morning. Nick, Sandy, I didn't see you. I don't think I've mentioned you. I'm holding my knob. Yes. All right, Wes. Have a good one. Peanut butter jelly time. Now it's getting beer time for me. That spring was U-shaped, Night Owl. It was just ridiculous. And sure it wasn't U-shaped when it started, but it makes it the shear point key guy. We will know if the SharePoint key guy is here today if we have a thumbs down already on the video. Somebody go look and see if we've got a thumbs down. If so, hey, thumbs down, dude. SharePoint guy. Yeah, I think SharePoint guy's blocked though. He's the only one that can see his comment. In case those of you who don't know, and you have your own thing when you go and block somebody, they can still watch your videos, they can still comment, but they're the only ones that see their comment. So to them, it looks like they're not blocked. So I always giggle and think, I really wonder what some of those comments are, because if you unblock them, their comments will just show back up in the feeds, but you can't see what they ever wrote. That would be an interesting video. Let's see the blocked comments. No thumbs down yet. I guess they're not here. Raymond. Oh, y'all forget about Raymond. He is such a troll. He is just such a troll. Locksmith lost this week. He's blocked from our channel. So if he's here, he's probably thumb down guy, I'm sure. Oh my god. Woo boy. Locksmith lost this week. This one was actually functioning, but it did not have the lock core, and they needed it to have a lock core. You know, and one thing. Oh yeah, there is a little cutout there for you to be able to push that out. Like, there's no other reason why they would put that. I bet if I got a hammer and whacked that plug would come out and you could just drop a core in there. But you can't go buy the core easily. There is a place that sells nothing but patio door stuff, and I was going to order that, but I found that one, which is an exact match for the one I had. And so it just got used. So we have goodbye. You deserve a goodbye, Mr. Design House. Yes, because no, I'm normal. Come in. Okay. Schlage Deadbolt, actually a perfectly good, almost brand new. Still using a brass cylinder, so brand new, but it was never really used. But it does. It still has the brass. And that's combo. I don't know, but it will definitely get resold. A old Schlage A series. Farewell, Mr. A series. You did a wonderful job while you were around, but you've gotten too old, so you'll likely probably go, I guess, in a giveaway. I could use this for a Schlage practice teardown if you want, but there's definitely a lot of slack going on in the front of it, which leads me to believe that some of those little parts need to be replaced. Here's an interesting one off of a sliding door. I always forget my rubber gloves for this. Sliding door accessory lock. That is just a what appears to be a wafer lock. I wonder how that's held in. I wonder. This might be a what's inside video. What's inside? Unless when you take this, no, that's that screw. No, it's sealed together somehow. Yeah, it's pinned over right there. So, it'll be interesting to see how that's held in. Probably a nut of some kind. And that's really it. We didn't have too many this week. Looks like that is it. We're done filming up there, so let's go ahead and get moved. I know there was a couple other things, but I think I've already thrown them away, so, you know. So let's get moved back up here, and we're going to get finished with this, because we do have this skate park tournament thing going on down the street, and I wanted to go get the beginning of that, because I'm also just a little bit responsible for neighborhood event notifications and stuff like that. I don't know if we can get how far out we can get with this camera. Let's see. Let's see how far we can stretch and see anything down that way. You can just make out the edge of the beer deal. The beer deal. Right past the well, that didn't help any, did it? There we go. No, right there. Beer tent, beer tent. And right beyond that we have the skate. We've got a hill, and it's a pretty major event, most likely. I know that was really quiet because the microphone was in the wrong spot, but yeah, pretty major event for our area, for the skating community. And, oh, I'm going to have to pull. That may not be very good. I'll let y'all observe the outside for just a minute while I go over comments. 12 o'clock, they are getting started down there right about now. So, yeah, that will be after I finish my coffee and get all those. We're going to have an interesting crew outside today. I'll put it that way. PDX, I saw your comment about asking for that, but no, I don't really. You'll see in videos where I'm rekeying at the van. That's about as far as I'm going to show, really, for van type things. Thought about it before, but I don't really. In random videos, I will have areas of my van, but no, yes, and that involves cleaning it. Yeah. It's actually kind of clean now because it just came back from being sick, so not too bad. Everybody talking about, oh, screw all y'all. 75 degrees. It's like 800,000 degrees outside. Like, if you walk outside, you'll melt. Even though there's actually people walking by that aren't melting. I mean, they really are melting. So what I'm going to do is suck down the rest of my coffee, suck down Coke, go get a beer, hide it on the way back over here. Luckily, I know people. No, I'm not buying a beer and walking off. I'm just in the neighborhood, yeah. So one of the problems with events like this is we have, unfortunately, a radical group of people who like to sit outside and hold graphic signs and get involved with events like this because there's people there. Hopefully they won't show up today, but you never know. Unfortunately, they're just a fact of life around here. In the meantime, hopefully I'm going to go back over the comments just 1 minute as we're closing off this video, but let's go ahead and do the official close off. I'm going to stay online for just a few more minutes. Aside from taking all those apart and going and scavenging me a beer, I did add a LED up here. Y'all be proud of me. I got rid of one of the fluorescents, so let's see how it looks. Wait. Hey. Yeah. That's a new LED light over that. I went ahead and scrapped some of the older ones, so I've got some bulbs that are not good or still good. Nobody takes. I've got a bunch of 8-foot ones I need to get rid of, and eventually one day I'll get rid of all these light bulbs. But yeah, light bulbs are not cheap. Light bulb fixtures are not cheap or easy to replace in that case. And yeah, we've talked about that. That's there's kits that can do all of it. Just hadn't gotten around to it. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and close off this video. I'm going to go back over the comments for a few minutes afterwards. So I appreciate all you who have tuned in and always tune in. Room being number 1 on the list up there. And Night Owl and Wes, as always, thank you. It looks like YouTube is automatically, I got a notification this morning when I fired up the video that YouTube is automatically blocking offensive words and comments. Like I guess they took it out of our hands, because I have set it for a lot. So like sometimes if you post a comment with a word in it, it automatically gets blocked. So, but I also have a few other ones in there that's related to this. But one slipped through the other day and called me, what was it? Uneducated B word bastard, I think it was. I can't remember what it was. Kim deleted it, but I was an uneducated bad word. Somebody, I can't remember what bad word it was. I was just like, whatever, dude. Click. See ya. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend. Meantime, I'm gonna run back over the comments a little bit back just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So we're gonna start at the bottom and go up. Where can we find the list of banned words? It's the, I don't know what YouTube considers banned, but probably all cuss words, I'm sure. And my word's a secret. SharePoint key. Everybody's going to go try to type in SharePoint key. Oh, actually, I already did. No. That should be one, though, right? Is that a Canadian flag? Where'd y'all see a Canadian flag? On the dude riding on the bike past? Oh, we do have a Canadian population here. Pretty good. It's like 2-3%. I know a lot of Canadian folks. Like real. I know a lot of Canadian folks, like King Street. I haven't seen him lately, but he's on Twitter. A few of the other guys up there in the Canadian area. But I also know customers. We've got a lot of Canadian customers around here. And they also helped build Nissan automotive plant. There was a lot of Canadian crew down here when they built that building. Chuck, you're welcome for the Lock 4 stickers. Lock and Ox Euro profile. Yep, we get Lock and Ox are coming over. Y'all are getting that now too? Wow, they're going global. Lock and Ox has been in the US for actually quite a while. Their double cylinder push button locks are just Just point us out the window and leave it live so we can see the skate thing. I'll switch it back before we go. In fact, we can go ahead and go. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to leave this live. So if y'all want to watch, I'm going to switch to the forward camera and maybe move my computer forward and see if we can get an outside view. We'll leave it running for just a few seconds. But for those of you who have to go, who have other things that are, that you need to do, I appreciate y'all tuning in as always. We'll see you during next Saturday, which will be 30. We'll be turning 30. I mean, that may be older than some of you watching, technically. Not really older, but I guess older. We could buy alcohol a while ago, so that's really the next phase is what? When you get to 50, you get a black card. 50. Are we going to make 50 this year? I don't know. That's a lot of math that I don't want to think about. So anyway, thanks for joining in, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the forward camera. I'll stay live for just a minute. Oh, forward camera, forward camera, forward camera. No, not that, not that, not that. Take it off. Dang it. We got a bunch of skateboarders over here. I got a bad glare too. Let me fix that real quick. And I still have some comments to go back over. But let's do this real quick. Let me see if I can get a better view for you guys out down the hill and see what's going on, because I'm actually kind of curious how many people have showed up too. So we'll look together, and the volume will be kind of muted or whatever, but it is what it is, right? This is just extra behind the scenes. go. Oh man. Keys down. Keys down. Hey, did y'all like my keys video? I appreciate y'all watching that one. That one took a minute. Actually, it didn't take nearly as long as some of my other ones. That one took a little bit of creativity. A little bit of brain power. I'm not sure I have a whole lot of that left to spend nowadays. I wish that we could, I could go old school and just do a, without the, so bright. No, don't focus on Mr. American Lock right there. Focus past. Past. Well, that really didn't help. Not a lot of people out there yet. But really what's going on is the thing down the hill. There we go. There we go. That's not bad. That doesn't look too bad. Well, guys, y'all have a great weekend, and stay tuned. I should be able to do the lube off video soon. Yay! Or should be able to get it live on the line. On the line. See, things fading in and out there, looks like. When people walk by it, it makes it change brightness and whatever else. I'm going to go over the comments while we're sitting here looking out the window. Say hi to everybody. Hey, everybody. I'll be a bit short of 50 by New Year's. Oh, man, we're not going to make 50 by New Year's. Hey to everybody that's still here. Pete, thank you for the compliment on the key video. I've got a what do you call it? Not a skateboard. I used to be a big skateboarder, believe it or not, when I was young and agile. And I've actually got one of those two-wheel deals that's wildly dangerous. Razor skateboard type. Hey.
Hey man.
How are you?
Did you get those skeleton keys made?
They did not come in yet.
No, you were making a few that were in a bag.
Lockforce Live webcam. I don't know if I want to deal with broadcasting live all day. But I've thought about doing the Christmas cactus that's right up to the right of that. I thought about doing a live feed of the Christmas cactus when it was blooming. Alrighty, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down now. If y'all see a random live pop up for no reason, then yeah, I will. But it needs a different setup because my computer cord's stretched out all the way across the thing. Alright, thanks, Night Owl. Yeah, you know, I've thought about doing that in a way. It's just something I'll think about. Another thing to think about. Need another camera. Actually, I'm still waiting on, I could use the GoPro for that because I can plug it up. But I still need the capture card. I'm thinking about getting the cam, what do you call it? Cam Link or whatever. Just because I've seen it at Best Buy. It's the same as a capture card that I need to run my GoPro. So if I could rig it up, it's just cabling and stuff has to stay out of the way during the day. That's one of the problems. And this bright ass sun. The security cameras. Yeah, the security cameras are crap though. That's one of the things I need to get better footage. The only reason I want better footage for the security cameras is just to see the ridiculousness of what goes on outside in greater detail. Yeah, I got a bad glare right there off that window. Actually, there's a glare off my own window where I parked that I'm going to need to put a sign up for. This time of day, the sun's right overhead and reflects right off the window, so it's kind of blinding me. Where's my sunglasses? There they are. And in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. I appreciate all y'all who stayed to the very end. And somebody's about to take my parking place or either come in, one of the two. And I've got to make keys and do a few other things, so taking my parking place. Thank you, lady. Appreciate that. Anyway, y'all have a great day, have a great weekend, and we will catch you next video. Hopefully it'll be Lube Off 2. Lube Off 2. The results part 2. And I'm gonna go make a bit key. Hopefully it'll work for this guy. And yeah, catch y'all next time. Have a great one. Clap right in your ear. You appreciate that. Yay. That's what you get for sticking around for so long. Catch y'all later, guys. I think I'll be going down to that bear tent in just a minute.